Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to all my fellow friends and my beloved lecturer, Sir Azman. My name is Nur Shamira binti Muhammad Yusof. My student ID is 2020462086 and I'm from class JAC 2202. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys my point, which is the first point of this group assignment, how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the equilibrium of the price of face masks increased tremendously in March 2020. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to compare between 2 months, which is March 2020 and also May 2020. So I hope you can understand what I'm going to explain it. So this COVID-19 pandemic has been started on March 2020. So everyone needs a lot of face masks to keep their life more secure from any bacteria, because it is compulsory to wear face masks everywhere that's stated by the government. So on March 2020, the supply was held constant, but the demand was very high because everybody needs a protection. So price will go higher than the normal price because face masks became limited product at this moment on March 2020. So based on my slide, shift of demand curve while supply curve remains unchanged. So E0 is the old equilibrium while the E1 is a new equilibrium. So look at the supply curve, it is remain unchanged because it is held constant. But if you look at the demand curve, it is increasing from D0 to D1, which is shift to the right. So the new equilibrium showed that will be a new price which is higher than the normal price from P0 to P1, and the quantity also would be affected, which will be higher quantity both in demand and supply from Q2 to Q3. So demand increases, shift to the right, which is affected the price to P1 and the quantity to Q3. So that is the effect on March 2020 for product face masks. So I'm going to show you and I'm going to explain to you guys on May 2020. So within 2 months after this pandemic became more serious, the supply to produce face masks was increased because of the demand was still increasing from March 2020 to May 2020. So the product, which is face mask, has a lot of quantity to sell it to the customers, and face mask became no longer limited product for everyone because everyone can get face mask very easily now. So based on my slide, May 2020, increases of demand and supply curve. So both of curve, demand and supply are increasing. So look at the supply curve, which is shift to the right from S0 to S1, and while the demand curve also increase, shift to the right from D0 to D1. So E0 is the old equilibrium while the E1 is the new equilibrium. The price was decreases due to the increasing of supply because face masks became no longer limited product for everyone. So the price is decreases. So the new equilibrium shows that will be a new price which is lower than price in March 2020 from P0 to P1. The quantity also would be affected, which will be still higher quantity both in demand and supply from Q2 to Q3. The quantity will be still increased due to the high demand. So supply increasing, shift to the right, and demand increases, shift to the right, affected the price to P1 and the quantity to Q3. So that is the comparison, that is the difference between March 2020 and also May 2020. So that's all about my explanation of this point. I'm going to pass the point to the next person. Bye. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nursyafik bin Nurdin, and today I will present about the fuel prices crash in April 2020 during COVID-19 pandemic. Firstly, we will look at the changes of price of fuel from January 2020 until April 2020. On January 2020, the price of fuel was RM2.08 per litre for RON 95, which is the common fuel used among the citizens. At the end of the February 2020, the price for RON 95 remained unchanged, while RON 97 decreased from RM2.49 per litre to RM2.40 per litre, and diesel decreased from RM2.80 per litre to RM2.13 per litre. During March 2020, the price began to drop as the movement control order announced by the government. RON 95 decreased until RM1.44 per litre, which is a huge difference from before. The fuel price continued to drop to RM1.30 for RON 95 in April since the enhanced movement control order announced. So we will see why the fuel price dropped because of MCO and EMCO. On March, during the MCO, people were asked to stay at home in order to avoid COVID-19 from spreading unless having a necessary matter. During this phase, a part of the citizens start slowly to stay at home and not going anywhere. This make people less using transportation because of the MCO. That's why the price is falling since the demand is begin to low but the supply is high. The price start to drop drastically as all people are restricted to the enhanced movement control order, which is announced on April 2020. During this phase, people are forbidden from exiting their home and travel crossing district. Most of the business are shut down. Effect from this situation, many people does not use transportation. That's what make the fuel are less demand. Because of the higher amount in supply, the price are dropped in order to encourage people to buy the fuel. This is the graph for the equilibrium of fuel prices. The graph shows that the demand between March and April is decreasing, so there will be a surplus in quantity. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Qairul Baria binti Salim. My ID number is 2020621098. I'm from class JAC 220-2B. For this group assignment, I will explaining about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the equilibrium of disinfectant and hygienic product using market equilibrium diagram. First thing first, what is disinfectant and hygienic product? As photo shown above, there is a wide variety of cleaning, hygiene and disinfecting product for different purposes. These are either used for household purpose or in professional and institutional environment such as hospitals, home for elderly, and food factory. Manufacture of cleaning, hygiene, and disinfectant product is an essential sector in the fight against COVID-19. And also Ministry of Health has been established new norm of SOP, which is 3W: wash, wear, and warn. Nowadays, hand sanitizer is important for our daily life. Next, I will be explaining about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the equilibrium of disinfectant and hygienic product using market equilibrium diagram above. Even in COVID-19 pandemic, the price of hygienic product and disinfectant is not really significant because the seller cannot increase the market price even though we can get it at online seller such as Shopee and Lazada. Then, the demand and supplies is shift to the left because both of it increase because it is essential product for everyone.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all my fellow friends and to Segamat. My name is Zulkifli Hakim bin Muhammad Azrawi. I am from JAC 220-2B. My student's ID is 2020896484. Today I'm going to explain about my point, which is how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the communication and IT equipment. As we know that this year 2020 is the most difficult year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to this, the government has set certain rules for the citizens such as MCO, social distancing, and set the SOP such as wearing face mask and hand sanitizer. Because of this, educational institutions in Malaysia have been closed due to the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. The learning and teaching process is therefore performed online to make communication effective for both students and teachers. Besides, many employees works from home because of government restriction. They are connecting with each other by using laptops or smartphones or even tablets. Some of them by new devices, and some of them upgrading the high level specification of the devices for improve the performance, including the lecturers who need a high laptop specification to make sure the lecture session easier and no problems. As a result, the demand of this equipment is increasing. As you can see, this is the normal market equilibrium before the pandemic. The price of equilibrium is at P1 and also the quantity is Q1. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, the demand curve has shifted from D1 to D2 due to increasing in demand. So the demand curve has shifted to the right, and there is a new intersection between the supply curve and the new demand curve, which is D2. So there is a new quantity market equilibrium and also price market equilibrium, which is from Q1 to Q2, and also the price from P1 to P2. But for the supply curve, it's remain unchanged. It is because based on the article that I have found in the San Francisco, it shows that the world three biggest computer company, Lenovo, HP, and Dell, have told school district they have a shortage of nearly 5 million laptops in some cases. Okay, so it show that the big company itself stated that they have the shortage to supply the laptop. So the supply curve remain unchanged. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salif Hakimi bin Muhammad Fauzi. I'm from class JAC 2202B and my ID number is 220896346. As we know that this year is the hardest year for us because we were facing coronavirus disease COVID-19 pandemic. So the government has taken a precaution from the virus spreading by implement the lockdown, movement control order, MCO, social distancing that have been implied by many countries that have affected. In addition, many our daily routine remain restricted due to this pandemic, so people will spending their time at home. This pandemic has affected some industry that usually used by people as a daily routine to ensure their health, which is home fitness equipment. Even though gyms are restricted to close during the pandemic, people take another initiative by purchasing the home fitness equipment through the online platform. According to eBay data, the sales of online fitness equipment increased up 20 times between March and April 2020 compared to the same period last year. Based on this situation, it shows that the demand of the home fitness equipment increasing because people seek to buy the home fitness equipment to work out at home, but the supply of the home fitness equipment remain unchanged. This will give a big impact to the market equilibrium of the home fitness equipment.
This is the home fitness equipment market equilibrium graph. So as we can see that is the normal market equilibrium before the pandemic. So after the pandemic, we know that the home fitness equipment have increasing in demand. So the demand curve will shift to the right. When the new demand curve intersect with the supply curve, there is the new market equilibrium. So the new equilibrium price will increase from PO to P1, and the new equilibrium of the quantity will increase from QO to Q1.
But if the price is too high, there is the government intervention in the market. The government interfere the market by using the price control intervention. The government take an action by set up the price ceiling. The price ceiling means the price may be lower but not higher. That's all for me. Thank you.